Metal Jesus Rocks here, and today I'm with a Q&A. This is a video that I promised to do for my 500 subscribers special. And I got a bunch of great questions, and I'm going to divide them up into different sections, 3 sections actually, because I got about 40 questions. And so I want to make these go really quick. If you didn't get your question answered exactly, post a comment below, and I'd be happy to sort of, answer fully or maybe give you a better explanation. So let's go.
What made you decide on the name Metal Jesus Rocks?
So the name Metal Jesus and Metal Jesus Rocks basically comes from, at my work, I have a huge music server that I share throughout my entire sort of floor and coworkers. And I have an unusually high amount of butt rock and metal on there. And so because of my long hair and because of that, I'm just sort of known as the Metal Jesus.
So what was your inspiration to start your YouTube channel?
So I had a YouTube channel for a while, and I was basically just posting my band's videos up there. But then I started sort of getting into YouTube a little bit more and found out that there was this huge retro gaming section on there. And I started looking at some of the people that were doing some of the better stuff, the stuff that I liked, and I basically just asked myself, can I do that at that sort of quality? And, not to toot my own horn, but I thought, yeah, I probably could with a couple things, like maybe a better camera, maybe a video capture card, and a little bit of sort of audio editing and video editing and stuff like that. So I just thought, what the hell, and gave it a shot and gave myself a year to see if anyone actually would watch it, and thankfully people have.
What got you involved in the gaming industry? How much planning do you put into each video?
So I got my start in the video game industry working for Sierra Online, and I'm going to go into that a little bit more, but basically, right out of college, I got a job working for Sierra, which at the time was the world's largest video game manufacturer. They were actually bigger than EA at the time. And what do I do to prepare for my videos? I basically try to come up with a game or a subject that I find other people might think is interesting. Sometimes I search around on YouTube to see if other people have done it, and therefore I know that, oh, okay, there's a desire to cover this game. I did that specifically with the SSX retrospective and also the Splashdown videos, and there just wasn't any out there. Also some of the Commodore 64 ones, and so that kind of guides me on my way, but pretty much I just do whatever I kind of want to do and hope that people will like it too.
Have you been in Seattle most of your life? Have you ever been to California?
So I am born and raised in the Seattle area, specifically the Pacific Northwest, which includes Oregon. And I've lived in Seattle and all the sort of areas around it. Down in Oregon, I've lived in Roseburg, in Bend. And I've been to California several times. As a matter of fact, when I was running the video game review website, I actually went to the E3, the Electronic Expo, down in LA 3 times. And so we did big road trips down the coast. Me, my friend, and my wife went down there, hopped in a car, and basically just took the Highway 1 down to San Diego. No, what was it?
Santa Cruz.
Thank you. I forgot. Packed the trunk full of alcohol and had a great time. Love California. Love to travel like that. We've been wanting to do another road trip, and California, and specifically LA and San Diego, has been on our list.
What are your favorite television shows?
So I don't have cable TV, and I haven't for over 10 years now. So all my TV watching actually comes from the internet or Netflix. And so I'm not really up on what's really cool, although recently I've gotten into The Big Bang Theory. Love that show. Modern Family is another DVD set that we got. We love Dexter. Archer is Sick and Wrong. Battlestar Galactica. Things like that come out on DVD that we can watch. 6 Feet Under is another really great series.
Have you ever had short hair? How'd you meet your any tattoo? Who are these people? God, they're nosy!
So when I was in high school, and actually for most of growing up, I had short hair. I actually had short, spiky hair. But it was when I joined the gaming industry that I saw professionals who had long hair. And I was just like, oh, well, I'm into metal and into rock, and so, yeah, here's a perfect opportunity to grow my hair long. The other thing is too is that I used to, when I was right out of college, I actually had to work at a really nice restaurant where I wore a suit, actually a tux, every single day. So they just would not have tolerated long hair. But once I got out of that and got into video games, that's when I grew my hair long, and it's been cool to have it long ever since. And I think my wife appreciates that, don't you?
Yes.
As far as how did I meet my wife? I met her at Sierra. We both were in tech support, so video games is kind of where that all started, and that was really cool. I don't have any tats, although I often think about maybe this year I'll get one. I just don't sort of know what kind of tat to get. That's the problem, is that I don't want an anchor or a rose or something like that. I would want something really meaningful. A really good friend of mine actually has tats all over his body, and I really like how he had a unifying theme to it. And so that's kind of what I would like to do, is put a lot of thought into it and make a story out of it.
During your time in the gaming industry, what sticks out the most in your mind for either good or bad reasons?
So a couple of things that stick out in my mind. Let's start when I was working at Sierra, and that was when when King's Quest VII shipped. And the reason for that is because, frankly, it was broken. It was so broken that they had to include a patch in the box. You could not play it straight off the CD-ROM. So that kind of stuck out because we had to support that and take those calls, and that was brutal. It made you want to drink. I might have started drinking then, actually. Another time during that period was Outpost, and if you are an old school PC gamer, that was another unfinished game that we had to support. The things that stick out that are positive, though, is that it was really fun to work at a video game company like that was just taking off. I mean, they were doing really well. A lot of other really good games came out at the time that I actually enjoyed supporting. It was fun. When I was working in the video game review site, one of the things I absolutely loved was just getting tons of video games every day for free. Every day I'd come home and there was a FedEx box sitting on my doorstep, and it was full of games. So that was really cool. I kind of miss getting stuff in the mail like that.
You find yourself with your own game dev studio and a big budget. What game would you create?
I love role-playing games, and I love role-playing games that have a lot of depth to them. And so for me, I probably would try to create, the next Mass Effect or Fallout games. The other thing I really like about those games is that they're not the D&D type of games. In other words, they're not set in those sort of genres, even though I love, the hobbits and the orcs and the elves and all that stuff, but they've been played to death. And so there's a huge sort of opportunity to go beyond that. So that's probably what I would do. And, have all the sort of stats that those games have, and the depth and the stories.
What game did you do music for? And what other games inspired you to create said music? What company was it?
So I worked for a little gaming company called Game Tree, and basically what they did is they created, games for casinos in Las Vegas. And so it wasn't exactly the most glamorous kind of development, but it was a start. And so the music that I created actually was very simple. It was almost like, Super NES style games where it had to take up very little RAM, be very quick, and loop. And so you essentially had to create a melody that was 30 seconds long or 60 seconds long that would loop, make sense, and not drive you crazy. And so for inspiration, I did actually listen to a lot of early Nintendo games for that, to figure out how they did that, with such little RAM. And it was really an eye-opening experience to create this very simple melody. And I did actually that on primarily keyboards. And I would just sort of record simple medleys and loop them around, for 5-10 minutes and see if it drove me crazy. That was it. Yeah.
What's the coolest video game swag you ever got?
So the coolest video game swag I ever got actually was the original PSP from Sony on my doorstep the day it shipped. Was very cool. But more than that, they actually gave me on that day every single game that shipped with that was coming out. And so it was awesome to get a gaming console like that for free, which was like 200 and something bucks, plus another almost $200 worth of games. That was pretty awesome. And I got to say, Sony at the time treated me really well. For instance, they would send me Christmas gifts. Like I got a bottle of wine one year. You'd get hats. You'd get all sort of little trinkets and stuff. So Sony really takes care of reviewers, and it was fun.
End of part 1. Please turn tape over to continue. Oh, ah,